yes, I'm back with another video. I think that's going to be my new thing, just putting a little melody on it when I put the little intro on it and I'm saying hello, okay?
Okay.
So this video today is the Q&A, okay? Q&A video, and I collected a number of questions. Some people ask me personal questions and just general questions and what's my opinion. You get what I'm saying? So I collected about 12 questions. Shout out to anybody who sent the questions through Facebook. And the rest of the collections came from people on Spoon Radio. Download the app Spoon Radio and add me s.neat10405, okay? And you can tune into my broadcast, okay? So shout out to everybody from Spoon Radio and my one friend from Facebook who sent in a question, okay? So let's get into it. Let's do it, okay? So we got 12 questions. Shout out to J2 Crazy, gave me a lot of these questions, you know what I'm saying? A few good ones, so shout out to you. Follow J2 Crazy on Instagram. Okay, so let's begin. I'm gonna pick them randomly. I'm gonna pick them very randomly. What's one thing about being a mother that changed my life forever besides being responsible for another life? Okay. One thing that changed my life specifically about being a mom forever is I always felt like I've been responsible, but it is a different level of responsibility you have when you have someone else that you're responsible for. So it really just made me buckle down. It really just made me get my goals in line. It really just made me super protective, emotional, and driven, all together, all in one. So those emotions are good, but they can be a lot to deal with. But I'm so grateful I'm a mom. And another thing that made my life change forever being a mother is I also am, as I've told you guys, an autism mother, and that's something very special to me. So I've learned a lot about autism through my own experience, and it's been beautiful, it's been difficult, it's been hard, it's been amazing, it's been a whole bunch of emotions, but most importantly, I always just hope I can always just be better for her, because nobody can understand what she's going through more than she can, you know what I mean? And as a mom from the outside looking in, you know, you just want to make your kids the happiest and feel the most safe as possible. You know what I mean? I tend to put myself and my child in a bubble because I feel like the world can't understand. You know, so that is my safe place with my daughter, just me and her. So that is something that changed forever. When you go into it having kids, you really don't know what the journey is going to be, and you're going to have hardships. You just don't know what. You don't know who that special child is that you are going to bring life to, you know what I mean? So you can only just pray that you give them the best guidance under the man above approval and the best way he see fit. So something that changed my life forever. I became super emotional, super driven, super duper responsible, you know what I mean? I became more of a woman, you know what I mean, when I had my daughter. Shout out to you, daughter. Okay, now let's see the next question. Like relationship questions, most of them. Okay, so let's go here. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? My superpower would be to stop, like if I could stop death. You get what I mean? Especially like people who, these horrible stories of these parents that lose their kids to violence, or just a random act of violence, or just wrong place, wrong time situations, like, you know what I mean? But that might, of course, that might be a power that does not belong in my arms, or, you know what I'm saying? But this is a hypothetical question. I wish I could take the pain away for people who have to suffer with losing very special, very close people to them. If I could help with that under God's approval, I would love to be able to stop horrible things from happening. I would definitely choose that as a superpower. You know what I mean? Bringing peace, stopping violence. I would choose that. I would say stopping violence. You know what I'm saying? I would choose that as a superpower, is to stop violence. You know what I mean? It is ridiculous. I would stop it. I would stop it all. You know what I mean? So many people has lost their children and everything to violence on the street. If there was any way that was my superpower and I could help, that's what your girl would do. I would stop all the bullshit that's going down. Like, I would really stop it. Cut it out. How close have I been to death?
Damn!
Now, when this person even sent me this, damn, you went deep. Well, knock on wood, I don't have wood near me, but knock on wood, I never been too close to death. I could tell like my most traumatic experience that could have been worse was, I don't know if I told y'all, me having 2nd degree burns from being burnt by boiling water that was in a pot. Long story short, at the time my stove was out. I was using a hot plate. Hot plate was at a high level, and I heard a thumping sound, and as I was turning around to react to the sound to see what was the sound, it splashed on me, boiling water. So it gave me 2nd degree burns. I was patched up for a while. I had to go to physical therapy, but it could have been worse, so I'm extremely grateful. Like, it got on my wrist, left side, stomach left side, thigh left side, and it could have been much worse. It could have got on my face. You understand what I'm saying? God forbid, things like that. Like, it could have really hurt me, you know. So I ain't even complaining about that. That's an experience that was very traumatic for me though. So I don't know if that's close to death, but that's one of my most traumatic experiences, you know, besides giving birth. But giving birth was like, it was liberating. Yeah, that was my most traumatic experience, is being burnt by boiling water and having to go to physical therapy because of it, and you know, all of that stuff. So I haven't had no, I don't know, that question is so scary, honestly, but I said if y'all send them, I'll answer them. So that's the best answer I can give, because thank God I haven't been close to death. Not that I know of, unless I've been saved, you understand, and didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? But nah. Okay. What's the best day of your life so far? The best day of my life was having my baby, okay? After a while, I was swollen and heavy and tired, child. She was sitting on my bladder. I needed a ladder. Not a ladder. I'm joking. But yeah, having her, you know what I'm saying, and finally seeing this little person that was inside of me kicking me and just, you know what I'm saying, eating all my cheeseburgers. That was my stuff right there when I was pregnant. Cheeseburgers, sausage, Italian sausage, and pizza, okay? Fries too. So, you know, I didn't have to share my food no more, child. So, nah, but that was the best day of my life, is finally meeting my daughter. You know, she came out looking like a little... I was like, girl, I love you, girl. I was like, I love you, girl. Like, I'm gonna take care of you with every little bit of me. So that was my best day of my life, because it's such a like wow moment. You get what I mean? It's such a wow moment. You instantly get the strength. You instantly get the connection. It's just something that's amazing that you won't know unless you experience. You get what I'm saying? So that's the best day of my life. Somebody asked me how would I feel if I lost like a relationship / connection with my kid. I would feel horrible, because when you're a parent, your kids are your everything, and I honestly think that would never happen, because I'm not the type of parent that would just settle in the fact that me and the person I gave birth to is just not close. You get what I'm saying? So I would do everything I could to repair that relationship. You know, sometimes you have rocky relationships with your kids, especially as they start to get older and get their little attitude and stuff. But you don't give up. You go strong. If you need it, get professional help. You get what I'm saying? But I would never give up on my kid. And I would feel horrible. And that would be something that I would never just sit in and just not care about. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you just don't do. You know what I mean? Like, not me anyway. So I would feel horrible, but I would not let that go down. I'd be like, little girl, sit your ass down. Let's talk about it before I hurt you. Just playing. But no, I'm not going to let that go down. Like, you cannot just be spending your life not being close to me. That don't even make sense. Okay, I'm not going to let that go down. Like, you cannot just be spending your life not being close to me. That don't even make sense. Okay, now we move on to some relationship questions. Here comes the juiciness. Get your popcorn ready.
I don't know if I should take a tea or my shot of Hennessy for this shit.
What point in a relationship do you say I love you? It's different. Well, if you're super young and you're in a relationship, not super young, but if you're like still in school and all that stuff, try to focus on school. I give y'all advice that I didn't take for the younger viewers shouldn't be watching this, but if you still, you know what I'm saying, high school, about to go to college, focus on school. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it chill. You know, that's the main thing. Now, for adults, older, I feel like there is no right time. You get what I'm saying? But you definitely want to make sure that person is on the same page as you. And if you're the person who chooses to say that first, you have to prepare yourself for them not saying it back, especially if you're not certain. You have to be okay with you feeling that way and maybe they're not there yet. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying the person you with don't feel the same way as you. Like they don't like you, but they might not love you yet. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes we fall in love at different times. So I definitely wouldn't suggest saying it the first month, second month, none of that. Third month, fourth month, maybe a year in, but I can't put a time frame on when people decide to say this to their significant other. But I wouldn't say it so early on. Even if I felt that way, I hold it down. Like, I definitely wouldn't say it before 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And don't mark my words, because I don't know if I've said that to somebody before 6 months. And if you watching and I said it to you before 6 months, child, don't tell nobody, mind your business, because I probably was young and I was dumb. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Not like that, but you feel me? Like, I wouldn't do that now. Okay, so yeah, my advice is not too early on, definitely not before 6 months. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna say it and they haven't said it to you, be prepared that they might not be on that level yet. Don't get your feelings hurt. Don't break up with them if everything's going good just because you said it first and they was honest and you couldn't say it right back. Just chill, you know? Be prepared if you say it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that's how you feel. Make sure that's how they feel. And if you know they really, really like you, but you're the one that fell in love first and you just have to say it, just be prepared that they might not be ready to tell you. But if they're showing you they like you and they care, that don't mean that they don't like you. They just might not love you yet. So that's my advice on that. Couples that have kids say, is it true that couples that have kids together are more attracted to each other? If so, then why do so many cheat? Let me tell you this. Two mature people that really want to love each other, they have a kid together, you know what I'm saying, and they're in love. It's a beautiful thing. Their love will grow. But this is the difference between two people that have a kid together and their relationship is rocky. A baby is not going to fix a relationship. A baby can add beauty, more responsibility, more maturity to a flourishing, good, healthy relationship. Everything would increase better. But in my opinion, two people that don't belong together or that have a whole bunch of problems, that baby is not going to make their personal relationship be better. But I still have hope to say that if two people are focused on their child and they don't work out in a relationship, that child can help both of them grow. But they have to be open to grow and open to co-parent. So the child can still make two people grow. But I'm a firm believer that a child cannot fix a relationship for those two people to be together. If people are not meant to be together, they're not meant to be together. And my strong suggestion is a child should always would rather see two healthy parents go see, live with mommy or whatever, go visit daddy, or vice versa, however y'all situations work, and two healthy parents instead of two parents that are forcing each other to stay together just so they can see mommy and daddy together. But they're seeing mommy and daddy put each other down, argue, curse, shout, etc., etc. So no, a baby cannot fix a torn relationship, but a baby can enhance beauty, responsibility, maturity, and growth between two people who are in love in a healthy relationship. But if they are not in a healthy relationship and they are co-parents and they are open and mature, that baby can still permit growth. Children are supposed to show growth in you regardless if the two parents are together or not. So hopefully if you do get along, that child can promote growth for you and your significant other or your ex, either or. So hopefully that answered the question. Let me see what's the next one. Can sex be too much for two people in love but not committed in a relationship already headed downhill? Absolutely. If you in a relationship and it's headed downhill and y'all back and forth, then it's always going to be complicated. It's always going to be complicated. Sex is always going to complicate things. Always, 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 always. It's always going to complicate things. Especially if you are that person is not going to stay together in the long run. Because it's just going to keep transpiring emotions. And you're just going to keep going in circles. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to know the experience of that. So at the end of the day, it's going to complicate things. And it's up to them two people to see what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? If the relationship is headed downhill, that's different than two people that are going to actually end up coming together or trying to work things out. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, moving positive. But if you know that person ain't for you, then it's just going to keep complicating things over and over again. So yes, it can be too much. You know what I'm saying? A conversation needs to be had to basically get out of that little toxic cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's going to be too much. You know what I mean? Two people that want to be together, working it out, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But if you know for certain you ain't going to be with that person, then it will just keep going in circles. How can you love someone but also remain with your own self-love? Now, the way to remain with your own self-love is you have to do things for yourself. Like, even myself is guilty included. Like, you want people to do, well, the person you're dating to do nice things for you. Or you just be like, well, why, guys don't do this, or why girls don't do that, whatever, whoever the situation fits, or whatever, right? Do it for yourself. Buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself a gift. Take yourself out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to step into a little bit of myself. Like, I don't have to wait for nobody to do nothing. It really makes me feel good to do any little thing for myself, even if it's the smallest thing, because at the end of the day, I want to just feel myself love on me. You get what I mean? So now we stepping into how do you do that when you love someone. Remaining that self-love is you still do the same things you was doing for yourself. Like, say if you got Bay and Bay taking you out on a date and Bay is treating you good, you get what I'm saying? He giving you flowers or whatever. Or if it's a guy, she rubbing your back, she cooking your dinner, whatever. Okay, she doing all that. Appreciate her for that. Reciprocate it, but still have those separate things that you do to appreciate yourself. Like, all right, I'm going to see him on Friday, but Monday I'm taking myself out on a shopping spree. Okay, and I'm getting some things for myself. Or Monday, I'm going to go on a little movie date alone. I'm going to go out to eat alone. So you just feel that independence with yourself still. You don't lose the independence in the shuffling and the ruffle, which can be easy sometimes. So that's my advice to keep your self-love. Do nice things for yourself. Take yourself out. When you're in a relationship, still continue to do those nice things. Some people forget all of those things once they get with someone else. The key is to still do those nice things for you. Even if you have somebody loving you right, it doesn't matter. You don't just have self-love and do things for yourself just when somebody's doing you wrong. You still keep that pattern going with somebody doing right, because you always gotta love on you. That's all you have at the end of the day. So that's my advice on that. Should there be secrets in the relationships? Should there be secrets in a relationship that's over 2 years long, or should there be a certain level of privacy? I don't really think it's too much privacy in relationships. Personal privacy is okay. How can I answer? This is a tough question. Personal privacy is okay. Like, I mean, your mate ain't gotta be with you in the bathroom when you shit. You get what I'm saying? If you into that, whatever. I don't smell nobody doo-doo. Okay? But I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be privacy to the point where it's secrecy. Secrecy and privacy. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. Like, say for instance, you on social media or whatever like that there, and people know you got somebody. It makes a person feel good. I don't care whether people admit it or not. You ain't got to post your babe's picture up all over the place because you want privacy. You get it? But at the same time, that platform, that social media platform, they know that you with somebody. Like, you could just say, happy birthday to my babe. Oh, da-da-da-da. Like, you say stuff that reference yourself and you make it known that you're not single. So that's privacy without secrecy. You know what I'm saying? So every time I think about privacy, I think about secrecy. So it's just like, okay. And then you want privacy from your partner. It depends on what type, because you don't want privacy to a point where they feel like you won't let them in. You get what I'm saying? So I don't really, it gotta be like levels to it, because at the end of the day, like, what kind of privacy would you want? If you want so much privacy from someone you're in a relationship with and it's been over 2 years, then maybe you're not comfortable with them. You get what I'm saying? Like, if it's between you two. You get what I mean? Maybe you're not as comfortable, because I don't really know what you would need privacy in. I'm really, really trying to think. I don't know what you would need privacy in, but just don't make them feel like you're hiding secrets. You know what I'm saying? And to the world, you can have privacy, but not secrecy, because people just will know that you are off the market. That's the best way I can answer that one. You know what I'm saying? Because that one run tricky and funny. Do I feel about bang bang with no strings attached? Y'all nosy.
Do I gotta keep it real? Do I gotta keep it real?
It's an emotion that you want as a human being. You get what I'm saying? It makes complications, to be honest with you. So I feel that it ain't good, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I haven't experienced that. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's an ex or somebody I dated for a while, and it's always a disaster. So I feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I feel good about it. Be gone! I mean, it's bad. Don't do that. 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 Because it's a bad idea, okay? The guys, on the other hand, they may be good. They may be straight. But, you know, women run different. And we are emotional creatures, especially if you have respect for yourself. It's just always going to be a little tangle and a wrangle there. So, bang bang without no strings attached, it's a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you might like it, it's a bad idea, because complications gonna run regardless of what. You know what I'm saying? If two people agree on that, though, I mean, and y'all don't have no arguments, no problems, then kudos to y'all. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? What people do. But this is my opinion, and I just feel like it's a bad idea, and I'm going off my opinion and how I handle things and my feelings and my emotions. It's just a bad idea. But if people could do that and they cool with that, they got respect for each other, it's whatever. But in my opinion, it's a bad idea. And yeah, it's just like, you're gonna get annoyed after a while. That's how I feel. I would get annoyed after a while, and I'll be upset to get out, okay? Like, why you didn't propose to me? Who you think you are? But anyway, that was all of the questions. So you know what I need you to do. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, turn the notifications on, and that's about it. I'll see you next time. Nevertheless, no stress. Bye, Estafan.